Alright everyone, gather around because we need to talk about your Wi-Fi, specifically how vulnerable it is. I'm not talking about your grandma guessing your password, I'm talking about actual hackers getting into your network and stealing your stuff. Sounds dramatic? Maybe, but it's a real problem. Think about it, everything we do is online these days. Shopping, banking, even controlling our thermostats. And all of that juicy data flows through your Wi-Fi network. Now imagine some rando hacker sitting in a van outside your house, siphoning off all that information. Not cool, right? That's why today we're gonna turn your Wi-Fi from a hacker's playground into Fort Knox. We're talking next-level security, the kind that would make even the most hardcore techies proud. Stick with me for the next few minutes, and I promise, you'll be surprised at how easy it is to lock things down. Let's get to it. First things first, we gotta secure the command center of your network, your router. Now, most routers come with these default login credentials, right? Usually it's something dumb like admin for both the username and password. I mean, come on, even my grandma knows that's a bad idea. Hackers, they know this too. They've got these automated tools that scan for these default logins, and once they're in, it's game over. So here's your first mission. Should you choose to accept it, log into your router settings. I know, looking at router settings is about as fun as watching paint dry, but trust me, this is important. Once you're in, find the section for administration or security. It might be called something slightly different depending on your router brand, and change that default username and password. And don't be lazy with it. Choose something strong and unique, something even you'd have trouble guessing on the first try. Alright, now that we've got the keys to the kingdom secured, let's talk about the walls, the encryption that protects your data as it zips around the airwaves. See, older routers, they use this thing called WEP encryption, and let me tell you, WEP is about as effective as a screen door on a submarine. It's old, it's weak, and hackers can crack through it faster than you can say password. So, what's the solution? WPA2 or WPA3 encryption, my friends? These are the heavy hitters, the encryption protocols that'll actually make hackers sweat. Head back into your router settings, find the wireless security section, and make the switch. If you have the option for WPA3, go for it. It's the newest, most secure option. But even WPA2 is a huge step up from WEP. Okay, we've got a strong lock on the door, we've got Fort Knox level walls, now we need a killer password. And by killer, I mean something completely random and impossible to guess. No more password 123, no more pets' names, and definitely no birthdays. Hackers, they've got lists and lists of common passwords, and they'll try them all before you can say brute force attack. We're talking at least 12 characters, people. Mix it up with uppercase and lowercase letters, numbers, symbols, the whole 9 yards. I know, remembering a password like that is like trying to remember the entire script of The Lord of the Rings. That's why I use a password manager. Seriously, these things are lifesavers. They generate super strong passwords for you and store them securely so you don't have to remember them all. Plus, you can use them across all your devices. It's like having a personal assistant for your passwords, and who wouldn't want that? Alright, let's talk about these convenience features that are about as convenient as a hole in your pocket, WPS and remote management. WPS, or Wi-Fi protected setup, was supposed to make connecting devices easier. You know, just press a button and boom, you're connected. Sounds great in theory, right? Except hackers figured out how to exploit it, and now it's a security nightmare. Then there's remote management. This lets you access your router settings from anywhere in the world. Again, sounds kinda cool, but unless you're a network administrator who lives and breathes this stuff, you probably don't need it. And you know who does love remote management? You guessed it, hackers. It gives them a backdoor into your network, and we don't want that. So, do yourself a favor and disable both of these features. I know it's a little less convenient, but trust me, the extra security is worth it. Chapter 5, Guest Network, the VIP section of your Wi-Fi. Now I know what you're thinking. Linus, this is all great, but what about when my friends come over? Am I supposed to give them my super secret Fort Knox level password? Of course not. That's where the guest network comes in. Think of it like the VIP section of your Wi-Fi. It's a separate network with its own password that you can give to guests without compromising your main network. This is also a great place to put all your smart home devices. You know, your smart lights, your smart fridge, your smart toaster oven. By keeping them on a separate network, even if one of them gets hacked, and let's be real, IoT security is often about as strong as a wet paper bag, your main network and all your personal data stays safe and sound. Chapter 6, Firmware Updates, Keeping Your Router from Becoming a Fossil. Alright, we're almost there folks, just a couple more things and your Wi-Fi will be more secure than a bank vault. Next up, firmware updates. Now your router, it's basically a mini computer, and just like your phone or your laptop, it needs regular updates to stay healthy and secure. These firmware updates, they often include security patches that fix vulnerabilities hackers could exploit. Think of it like patching holes in your defenses. So, how do you keep your router from becoming a digital dinosaur? Easy. Check for updates regularly. Most routers will have a section in the settings where you can do this manually. And if you're feeling really ambitious, some routers even have an auto-update feature. Turn that bad boy on and let your router take care of itself. Chapter 7, VPN, your invisibility cloak in the wild world of the web. Alright, final level folks. We've locked down your home Wi-Fi, but what about when you're out and about using public Wi-Fi? You know, at coffee shops, airports, those sketchy hotel lobbies. That's where a VPN or virtual private network comes in. Think of it like an invisibility cloak for your internet traffic. It creates a secure tunnel between your device and the internet, encrypting all your data so no one can snoop on what you're doing. Especially important when you're sending sensitive information like passwords or credit card numbers. There are tons of great VPN services out there, both free and paid. I'll drop some recommendations in the description below. Trust me, using a VPN is like having a bodyguard for your data. And in today's world, that's priceless. And there you have it folks, 7 simple steps to transform your Wi-Fi from vulnerable to virtually impenetrable. Remember, in the digital age, cybersecurity isn't just about being tech-savvy, it's about protecting yourself and your information. Now, for those of you who want to go full-on digital black belt, here are a couple of bonus tips. You can enable MAC address filtering on your router, which basically lets you create a whitelist of devices that are allowed to connect to your network. And while hiding your network name might seem like a good idea, it doesn't actually fool hackers, so don't rely on that alone. If this video helped you level up your Wi-Fi security, hit that like button and subscribe for more tech tips and tricks, and let me know in the comments down below. What's the strongest password you've ever used? Be honest. Or at least be anonymous. Until next time, stay safe out there.